Hey, good evening everyone, and welcome to tonight's preview stream for Frankenbahn, Stuttgart, Heilbronn. I've been waiting so long for this route to come out. I'm so happy you can't imagine this. But today I'm not only joined by, not by one guest, not by two guests, but a total of 3 guests. Joining me tonight are our executive producer, Matt, our senior technical producer, Lukas, as well as a very special guest, ambassador, and real-world train driver, Eric, aka Trainsa. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
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 So, I'm extremely excited for this. I want to dive right in, but you know how it is. I need to go through some admin first. I'm gonna make it quick. Right now, there's the Xbox add-on sale going on until the 18th of December, I believe, where you can save up to 90% of a variety of different DLC, including Boston Providence and Bremen Oldenburg, for example. So if you're on an Xbox and you want to expand your DLC collection, make sure to check out that sale. Now, for today's stream, as I said, we're looking at Frankenbahn Stuttgart Heilbronn. And yeah, why don't we dive in?
Let's switch over to the game. Hang on, let me turn this game down a bit. That one. That's better. We can hear ourselves think again. Someone remind me to turn the audio back up again when we actually start driving, okay? Right, so what we're going to get started with. Look at Frankfurt. Right, let's have a look at the scenarios first. Stahlwagen safety. We've got, is this the one with the, this is where you take it out and then change ends and drive back again. It's quite fun actually, this one. There's lots of changing ends and I really like that sort of gameplay. Millennium, dawn of the new millennium approaches, work behind the scenes up to make sure the systems are ready. Move it around, head up to Heilbronn and stop on the way. Sort it out. Cornerstone Yard has been left in a state. We shunt some wagons around. And inspect the uninspected. Infect various locos in the Stuttgart depot. So you've got 5 scenarios there, ranging different gameplay. And then in service mode. So again, usual caveat, I have got everything installed. So this will be more than you get if you haven't got everything installed. Obviously the 140 is one of the elements that comes with this pack. One of the confusing things that transpired is that if you want the access to the new cab car, it shows up as a sub of the 463. I think this is substitution reasons, Lukas.
Yeah. We're looking at making that a bit clearer, but this one makes it possible to get a substitution. So
yeah. So if you're looking for the cab car, you won't see its own picture, and don't be confused by the 628. Okay, it looks very similar, and it's by design. But the 628 is a little DMU, whereas the 483 down here is under the 463 menu option. So just something to bear in mind. In addition, Lukas, do you want to just take me through what we got in the way of layers on this one?
Yeah, I can do that. So we got more or less everything that we normally have. We have the 101 and with the left-right coaches. So that does a special train and some IC services. Then you got the 218 with IC coaches because they actually have Interregio services back then. So that's the diesel loco plus IC coaches. You got night trains and the automobile trains. That's the 110 and yeah. Got the Ice-T. However, that is only for some shunt stuff in Stuttgart because they don't actually run the route. Then main freight, all kinds of freight. This is based on freight. The 140 is a freight loco, so you get lots of freight. And the same for the Ice 1, that's also mainly shunting. And then you got the between Stuttgart and Bietigheim-Bissingen, you got the 425 and the 111 and Dosto, basically doing info services between Heidelberg and Karlsruhe and Stuttgart. So there's also quite a lot of that. And then the 628 for like diesel stuff. Yeah, and if you want to drive the S-Bahn, you need the Frankfurt S-Bahn 4-3, but it substitutes also, you can see it there with the Fulda one and Munich one. Yeah, that is
excellent.
it.
But it's Frankfurt S-Bahn that activates that layer. Jan, have we put an article out with all of the layers on this route yet?
We did. We did put out a layer yesterday. You can find it either on our Dovetail Live website or on our forums, on Discord, all over the place. I'm pretty sure we also sent out an email about it. So yeah.
Cool. There you go. Right. So go and look at the article if you want to know more detail about the layers and so forth that are on there. I saw someone asking if 423 is a repaint. It's not. It's the S-Bahn one layering into this route. So, but as you can see, it does quite a lot of services. So it's quite busy, quite an important part of the timetable. Right. So we are getting started. We're going to go into the 140 straight away, and we're going to do a sort of 25-minute freight run, and then we'll do a full line run with the Wittenberger cab car. And then we will do, I think we're doing an S-Bahn run next, but Lukas is figuring that out while we do the first two. Right, so we are doing 69188 first. I'm just going to put it into sensible weather so we can definitely see what we're doing. Pop a bit of cloud on and go for it.
I'm so excited. I'm repeating myself, but I held off. Actually, held off. I didn't really have time to play this, so this is the first time for me seeing it as well, and I'm extremely excited. But here we are.
I'm so happy to be. Trainsa and I were just talking earlier on about just old trains are better trains. Frankly, they're more fun to drive.
Yeah.
You know, it's just. The modern things that are they're great for like modern safety and, you know, all those boring, tedious things that are important in a modern railway. But when it comes to actually having fun in the game and so forth, these older trains are just brilliant fun to drive. Put PZB on, put CIFA on. Actually, let's pop PZB off just a minute, switch it over to PZB-M, and pop PZB on. That's better. So this is a tapped loco with a 0 to 28 controller, and you've still got the usual problem that with these that you can overdo them essentially, and that's the thing you've got to be careful of. Let's just wait for my instruction to go, and there we go. So yeah, if you put on too many notches at once, then you'll find that you break the train and you have to let it not wind down and reset again, which is no hardship. It just gets in the way, especially if you're trying to go up a hill. Oh,
Reminder to, yeah.
So we've got we're leaving the yard at the moment. Just keep it going slow to give us a chance to have a look at the small yard that barely exists on the route, who turns CIFA on? Right, so we've got Stuttgart down here. Madness, more madness. This route is really twisty, turny. It's made up of. It wasn't. Didn't I read correctly that this route is made up of other routes that were joined together essentially? It's kind of got that feeling to it. It sort of feels like it's not one straight line. It kind of bends and merges and so forth.
It's just many routes or many main lanes that branch off along the way, basically. Right.
People asking about the audio for the 140. Yes, we did record original DBBR 140 sounds. Some of the sounds have been synthesized from others, but the majority is the real thing. If you want to read more about that, it's also in yesterday's article where we listed exactly which sound is real or which sound is a DBBR recorded sound.
Yeah, so Convestheim is a huge yard. It was even bigger back then. So everything's getting a bit smaller these days.
I've seen a documentation about the shunting yard, and it was described as the half of the town is the shunting yard. So it's really huge.
Yeah, in chat, basically the 110, the 139, the 140, and the 111, they all sound a bit similar because they have the same motors in them. And the reason why we don't have the N28H tap changer is because this is the .8 series. The main reason we did this is because it comes with KWS, so you can actually put it on passenger trains properly. That's kind of the decision making behind choosing the exact series of we made.
Pop it out. Back into off and turn it off. I don't like reversing, so we'll do it properly. C for B to B. Right. Good. Right, let's change that.
I don't know, back in 2000 they probably would have just driven backwards.
Yeah.
Crazy time.
just looking out the window. Ah, yeah, seems fine.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
That's what we love about 2000s. Yeah.
The Wild West days.
How did they say in German? Wenn's kracht, noch 1 Meter.
Yeah.
If you hear a crashing sound, you got 1 meter to go. No, this route is not going to be released for Gen 8 console, so this will be available for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S, but not PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Yeah. The size of this yard, among other things, just the pure density of tracks makes for, added with all the scenery detail, makes for fairly poor
we spent a bit of time
on...
debating this, didn't we, about, you know, what was the options here, and effectively, in order to do it on Gen 8, we would have had to have paired everything so far back, or just not include the yard and pretend it didn't exist, which just didn't feel like a good idea. So, as we've said in numerous times in the past, when we get to that point, that's when we make a decision about whether something is a good fit for Gen 8 or not, and in this instance, no.
So, like, if you would have wanted to include it, it had to would have been Bielefeld. It wouldn't exist.
Correct. Or you would have needed to like strip half of the tracks. People don't actually know that Maschen in Train Sim Classic is only half of all tracks.
It's literally every other track. If you actually go and look at it, you'll see there is a track-sized gap between each of the tracks.
That question came up a lot. Why didn't we make this route modern? There's multiple answers to that. First and main answer is since 10 years now, this whole area is a mess in regards to construction work. I mean, they're building Stuttgart 21, and we wanted to represent the old proper station. This time is fairly interesting, especially then when the BR420 finally comes along soon. You can drive it on the S-Bahn. And also, we wanted to make the 140, which is a fun train. And the old route is just a bit more interesting than the current construction-plagued and cut-down version. And obviously...
Sorry, go ahead, Lukas.
Yeah, and the other reason is basically that we were not in a position to make it flood-free. So this is what we chose.
Also, and this is me being completely biased here. The old Stuttgart Hauptbahnhof building is so much prettier. It's such a... I always thought it had so much charm. Obviously, it was a bit blocky and, a little bit grungy, but in like a nice way, in like a very... Again, this is purely just nostalgia speaking, but a very big sand block or sandstone building.
It's still better than Duisburg. So
hard.
I mean, Stuttgart is a really pretty main station when you think of other cities. And I mean, I only knew it from like 2016 to 2020, so I don't know the old track layout, but it's a really nice station. The building is quite unique with the Mercedes star on the roof and everything.
So I grew up in the area of Heilbronn. I had family in Stuttgart, and I went to school for 3 years in Stuttgart. Berufsschule, professional school, I guess. So I spent a lot of time traveling between Heilbronn and Stuttgart, which is why I have a lot of nice memories of that train station. And I think it's, as you say, like the giant Mercedes star, like on top of the tower, spinning and all that. And just the giant like train hall. It's like I just remember it, like being massive, like the giant like the roof being up so high, but then the hall on the other end where all the shops were was just as massive. It's just kind of a shame what happened to it, but beating a dead horse by saying that.
So it's nice that it's that this is it survived in Trains and World now.
Yeah. It is, yeah.
And I'm sure at some point we'll get along to making Stuttgart 21. So no promises, but
just a station under the earth, no way to exit the station. No need to build the city. Well, so
all the emergency exits are stairs.
Yeah.
So F you if you are in a wheelchair, I guess. It's just
it was a different
I'm not gonna
time.
start. You know, I'm not gonna start ranting about Stuttgart 21 because that's gonna overtake the entire stream.
That is a whole other topic we could talk about like for hours, I think.
There's a few good things about it, but they just...
Yeah, you get faster to Ulm.
Well, currently you don't.
Yeah.
So
I mean, everything has
Liam's asking about the yellow dashed line. That's a siding marker. So that'll be the same yellow as these are. sorry, carry on.
Nah, we were just ranting about modern station
I mean, it's
design.
a German stream. People are expecting, you guys to be ranting about parts of Germany.
Just free Germans ranting.
Yeah.
We should start a podcast. We just rant.
Just rant, but only about Stuttgart 21, and we make like 100 episodes or something. There's so much content of that station.
Did we talk about the trees? I hate when you talk about the trees.
Hey, they had to be preserved, and they said, well, F you, down you go. But yeah, I have driven the route a few times now, and I'm absolutely amazed by the work that has been put into this route. I spawned into Stuttgart Hauptbahnhof, and I felt like I was at home. And then, well, I live in the 3.5 years I lived in Stuttgart. I lived in Stuttgart North, so just one S-Bahn station away from the main station. And seeing my old house in Trainsa World where I lived was kind of nice. Now it has been torn down because the building was not safe anymore. Funny to learn about it just a few weeks after just after I left the apartment. But yeah, it's a really beautiful route.
Yeah, well, the main reason we chose it because there's so much going on. There's lots of crisscross, lots of tracks and junctions and intersections. And that's always the most fun to play.
I think it also makes sense.
The visual that I like is it's sort of, I think it's in this general area as, I mean, it's actually across the route, but you'll find that all of these tracks are all different heights going in all different directions, essentially. It's just a really interesting visual.
Why not Schwabstraße? Yeah, that's a question we also got a lot. Basically, because tunnel stations are really hard, we already made a bit of a gamble on including Stuttgart Tief because the light bake takes quite a lot of resource out of the main station, similar to how Frankfurt was a problem. But we thought we needed that to make S-Bahn services at least somewhat sensible and not end them all in North. But yeah, it just wasn't feasible to go all the way to Schwabstraße.
ChillLP says my English is not the yellow from the egg. Yes, I only speak a school level of English, but I hope I will manage to speak English for this evening.
I think
Your English is far better than my German, trust me.
Okay. Probably. Would be a shame if it wasn't. So,
I think it also just because this is the first route that takes place in Baden-Württemberg completely for Trainsa World. It just really makes sense. It's like the first route. This is like you got the capital of the state, Baden-Württemberg, Stuttgart, in such an connecting to such a in such an interesting way to Heilbronn. I think that just made sense. There's obviously other nice stretches of railway in Baden-Württemberg, but now that the LiDAR data is available, who knows?
Yes.
Who knows what's next?
Yeah, we always wanted to do Stuttgart, but the land didn't want us to give us the data for free, so it took a while.
Look, wir können alles außer Hochdeutsch. What's I gonna say? Something we should probably talk about is the blurry textures for for this route. Given that blurry textures is a core issue, there is a chance of disappearing. But we are still continuing to work on a solution for this issue. So work is still continuing, and I think probably Lukas and Matt can talk more.
It's not especially bad. It's basically as normal.
Well, it happening at all is bad, right? So,
yes.
you know, fully understand that, but it's in line with kind of the other routes at the moment, which is still not good. But we're continuing, as Jan said, working on the core improvements, and which this route will benefit from. And you know, any new learnings will obviously be passed along as we go through. But no, you know, we completely upfront the beta team, and we've got literally everything installed. Are showing signs of the blurring happening for them. So. I'm keeping it to 70 purely because this thing is just a mare to stop, and at 70 it's easier. So.
Fine, it's a freight train.
Excuses. No.
It's not meant to stop. It's built to drive.
Yeah, I know, but when I was testing it earlier on, I kept getting PZB influences, and it was it was fun. Probably should be on PZBU. That said, I was trying to drive without headphones while I was on my phone to my wife earlier on, so it's not the most conducive to PZB handling.
Do it enough and you'll get a feel for it. That's fine.
Just feel your way through those alarms and emergency brakes. It's all good.
I'm pretty sure, like, back in 2000s, safety standards were not that. I've heard stories from colleagues that were like, you shouldn't do that, but you know.
I mean, in like 2000, you were allowed to drive 100 kilometers per hour without PZB, so
there you go, Matt.
There you go. So those of you that want to drive without PZB, this route, you're prototypical.
Moosbach would be nice. Moosbach is also very pretty.
Moosbach would be nice. We had a service from Stuttgart to Moosbach with the Wittenberger, and the route from Heilbronn to Moosbach is really pretty alongside the river and everything.
Yeah, it's true. We have like the Neckar. Is it Neckar? Yeah, it must be Neckar.
Yeah, it's a Neckar.
Yeah.
Running next to it, and then you have the town, and then next to the town you have like a mountain is too much, but it's like very, very hillsidey. So it's very, it looks very pretty.
I prefer the other end because there are more castles between Moosbach and Heilbronn. The castle count is important.
What I really like about the part where Matt is driving right now is you have two tracks laying next to each other, and you have the S-Bahn overtaking you, and you overtake the S-Bahn again when it stops at the next station and everything. That is a part that is really lovely.
And this is also a weird one, because this is something that's usually in the UK, where you got like two lines in each direction. In Germany it's often one up, one down, one up, one down, and here it's actually like two down, two up.
Mm-hmm. It's not really common, yeah.
Yeah, in the UK it's pretty common, but in Germany it's it's not that.
Heilbronn, Nussbach, Heidelberg with N-Wagens and the 147 would go hard. Miss those times. Yeah, I missed those times too. I miss driving the N-Wagen on a regular basis because those are coaches where not a lot of things can go wrong. Not so much who can break down.
Yeah, this is just a little short freight hop, this one. Just wanted to show off the 140 and so you could hear it, see everything about it, and then we're going to do a full line run in the Rico next.
Did we get a... Did we get a train horn? Thank you.
Many train horns.
That's what I like to hear.
What do you say to the ET210? I mean, for Heilbronn, it would be nice to have a tram driving around, but I think that is too much of a... You only see it in one station. And...
It's also quite complex. I think it's like a... It's an articulated train, right? Let me check.
I mean, for the route, you would probably need more the older variant, the GT8, the two-system one, 100C2S or something like that.
Is that the old S-Bahn train?
From Heilbronn, yeah.
Did we ever do articulated trains in TSW, man?
Articulated trains, like what, like a Talon?
Is it Talon?
You mean shared bogies, yeah?
Yeah.
Talon 2 has shared bogies.
Oh, right, we did the Talon too.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
What's the predecessor? What's the train that came, like the generation that came before it?
The GTH 100C2S. That is a that was the first tram who was able to drive on DB tracks. The first one who was used for the tram system of Heilbronn.
So I think that's the train that I used to take to school. Back in like 2000.
Would be nice to have that, like a tram train mix.
But yeah, that was the DBPR 140. What are we driving next? Matt? What's the next?
The
service? Wittenberger Wagen. What direction are we driving? From Heilbronn to Stuttgart or the other way around?
I think it's northbound. Yeah, northbound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's have a look at one Stuttgart first.
Yeah.
Stuttgart.
Hang on. We're over here. I've got things to play with. Do that one. And then I think Sifa's around here somewhere. Turn the destination board lights on.
One line over you. There was the Sifa. One to the left.
Oh, there it is. Sifa, that one.
Huh?
No.
Ah, there, that one. Huh?
Yeah, it should be in the second line.
Go a little bit higher. It's not via switch. It's the
Oh,
yes.
it's up here, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, one down.
There it is.
Yes.
That's it. Wrong side, typical.
It's fine as long as you're wearing your Warnweste.
Your high visibility jacket. I always have to think about that old Top Gear sketch. I really like the old station of Stuttgart. It's
It's really something, isn't it? Like, I don't know. It's obviously purely nostalgia, but man, I'm getting homesick seeing this. I've been there in June, I think, when me and my wife took the Westbahn from Vienna to Stuttgart. But yeah,
Where's the tower? I can't see the tower.
on the left side,
Yeah.
I'll go outside.
and now on the right side.
Let me get in the cab and I'll do a fly around of it.
If it should be on the east side of the station. That's where the tower is. If you're talking about the Mercedes-Benz tower.
Yeah. What's it called? Bnrdzf? Oh.
yes, the
Yeah.
Bnrdzf.
Get out of the way, pillar.
There it is.
Yeah, sadly we have no partnership with Mercedes-Benz.
Could replace it with.
We did want to put a spinning dove on top.
Well, that's what we did on Hamburg, I think, in Hamburg, Hanover on TSC. We put a big spinning Dovetail logo on the top of one of the buildings.
Could turn like a big turning Freddy emoji up there. Just a big turtle.
I approve of that. I'm sure a mod will appear soon.
Modders, take note. I approve. Lukas and I approve of this mod.
Someone stole the Mercedes logo. Like people used to do that in the 2000s IRL.
That's actually true.
Yeah, I remember that. I read that in a news article.
I obviously never did that.
No.
But I knew someone that did. Look, if you park your Mercedes-Benz in a public parking space, something's going to happen. That's why they switched, you know? That's why that's not a thing anymore. I don't think they ever stole the angel from the... Is it a Bentley with the angel?
To Dennis Wacker, 12 kilometers is to Ludwigsburg is wrong. No, it's air distance.
Yeah.
It's the air distance.
In game, it's always as the crow flies, Luftlinie. It's not the actual track distance. Cab cars are always so weirdly quiet because they're so far away from the actual engine.
Yeah, and you hear everything. You hear every discussion, especially the one in the bicycle compartment.
I actually did some Wittenberger recordings on exactly this route. And I left one microphone there in the cab car, and yeah, it picked up all the discussions people had in the department behind. was a bit annoying.
There's a question what I think about the Wittenberger Kopf. I really like it. It's really accurate. One thing I noticed is the sliding door to enter the cab. I don't know if ours in Stuttgart had that, but there's probably a version with a sliding door. One thing for the night drives, it would be good to close the curtains, because when you have the reflection of the inside of the coach in your window screen, that's not so nice. But yeah, moving curtains would be a little bit too much, I think, with cloth simulation and everything.
We tried Prof Simulate. Sorry, yes.
No, you go first.
So, no, we tried cloth simulation, but yeah, it's not quite compatible with how we move the world.
Doesn't it cause major problems with every time world origin rebases or something?
Every time basically, it flies. We actually enabled it somewhere for tests, and every time you basically a new tile loaded in and it moved the world, it like spawned in your face because it flew across the whole cab. Wasn't ideal.
Tintin is also there. How are you, mate? I'm doing fine. Trainsa Play asked, did you drive the Vico IRL? Yes, I actually learned on that coach. I had my final test on the my final exam as a train driver on the BR111 and the Wittenberger Kopf on the Vico. At least that was supposed to happen. Then the whole timetable got mixed up, and I drove only from the double-decker car on the 761 cab. But yeah, actually drove the Wittenberger until December of 2019. Then we had to take it out of service, and TRE, a private train company, then put them back in service. And they are still running on this line to this very day. I recognize this footbridge. Yeah, I also do. I lived in the station Matt just drove through in Stuttgart North. Well, now we're at Feuerbach, but
yeah, this station is now recognized.
Yes.
Feuerbach is,
there's actually a funny story. There's a track in Feuerbach where two freight wagons actually crashed into the buffer because they rolled down from Convestheim, and they had to choose either let it crash into the buffers at Feuerbach or let it roll down to Stuttgart main station. So the choice was to crash it in Feuerbach and not in Stuttgart main station.
Sounds sensible to me.
Yeah, I mean, they could have just let it roll down to the subway station, to the S-Bahn station, and then it would have gone back up the hill to University and rolled down to Central Station and back and forth and everything.
Dennis Wacker, this is in the year 2000. Everything was very different back then. So yeah, they had a platform on the long distance line back then. This is not the modern version.
Trains, I had to live in the station. Yeah, I couldn't afford any much better. just some cardboard floor.
Waiting. Let's go through some questions that some of the forum users had. Some of them already came up naturally in conversation, like what the lamp oil factor is of this route, meaning what kind of what the reasoning is behind why we're doing this route. As we said, Stuttgart has been requested a lot. It just makes sense as a first route and station for this era, for this state in Baden-Württemberg. Blurry textures we also talked about. While still present, we're still working on fixes for this. We're still working on a fix for the blurry textures. What else? Which locos are working with the WECO, with the Wittenberg loco?
Well, all the ones that support KWS. So in theory, well, not just in theory, they work. The 111, the 140, the 110, at least some of them. I think the one in games work, yeah. And I never tested if the 218 works. I don't think it does, right? Because it needs the diesel cab car.
At least there's a switch on the left side for switch between electric and diesel traction.
Yeah, actually, let me go and test that. I'm not sure.
While Lukas is testing that, another question we got was why we chose to set it in the year 2000, not in a more recent year. Mainly because Stuttgart Hauptbahnhof is currently under construction. It's currently, for anyone that doesn't know, the Stuttgart main station is essentially completely torn down, and they're rebuilding it from an overground station to an underground station, and they have been doing this for over 10 years. I think they started back in 2011, 2012, I might be wrong, and they're still not done, so much for German efficiency. And it's also because we wanted to include the BR-140, which was still in use back in that time frame. What else? Which other routes will the 140 and Wittenberger cab sub into? The 140 substitutes into multiple routes as a freight loco, and the Wittenberger substitutes to Frankfurt-Fulda-Endwagen, to the Frankfurt-Fulda-Endwagen gameplay pack timetable.
I got stuck door.
She's quite persistent, huh?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the
he's just
passengers
blocked
are
it too.
definitely the deaf passengers are definitely persistent.
To be fair, I definitely have seen passengers like this, behaving like this. Like,
Yeah.
this is I don't know what the stuck door label looks like in Germany, but in Austria it's like a, but the ÖBB is like a yellow sticker, or it used to be a white sticker. So it's very visible, and when I had to lock doors because they were broken, I would stick it in such a way that you can definitely see it. both from the in and outside, and you would still always get at least one person standing in front of the door. Pressing like the button like repeatedly, not understanding why the door wouldn't open if there is like a A5 sized sticker on the door that says, "Please use another door. This one is broken." I was like, come on.
We actually got trained to put it on the door in a slightly unreasonable way, in a not very straight on the door, so people would recognize it. There's something hanging rather skew or crooked, and so they would notice it more.
Some colleagues would like stick it over the button for the door.
Over the door handles, yeah.
Yeah, but I never did that because I always was afraid that it would like some residue would remain. I always put it like either on the window of the door, at eye height roughly, or like the rubber buffer between the two doors if it was like a two-part door.
We had such fault stickers with only a little bit of glue on the top, and one time I actually hanged it over the button for the door, and I saw a passenger just pulling up the paper and pressing the button anyway.
Yeah. Maybe we should put that in the game, like.
Really stupid passengers, just completely ignoring every hint you give at them.
It's being very frustrating. For some reason, I won't acknowledge that I've locked the doors.
There was an open door. Just there?
I'm opening them all at the moment so I can close them. There was a stuck door down here.
There was another door stuck. Okay.
Yeah, it's better.
There you go.
I didn't see that. We're actually putting, one of the things we've got coming at some point in the future is on the T screen. We're putting multiple tabs along here, one of which will have the system log, which is this thing. So you'll have access to this on here. And you'll also have the current list of active faults will show up on here as well. That's one of the things the team are working on at the moment. So that'll make life a little bit easier. That's always one of the bits that's missing from the fault system, is telling you what active faults you have. Yeah, Helstemal, I'm going to ask the team about the why it's not picking up Cipher tomorrow. Not tomorrow, that's Friday today. Monday. Right, we're off to the next station, and I'm not going to pronounce it.
It's very easy. Bietigheim Bissingen.
There you go. That place.
Repeat after that.
Listen and repeat.
Or, as my dad would call it, Bietigheim Bissinger.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna spoil myself, but I gotta ask: is Theresienwiese included? Because we're driving past it when we're driving into Heilbronn. Is that something you can see? I mean, it's just a giant concrete parking lot.
I don't think so.
It's not a giant, point of interest, but that's usually where like flea markets and circuses would be if there is one in Heilbronn.
There are no automatic announcements because they didn't exist computerized back then.
I've been hearing them, Lucas, so...
Oh. No, wait. Yes, we put them in because you could just turn them off.
Yeah.
But they didn't exist back then, so you would turn them off. I
This is
turned them
another
off on
example.
my...
This is an example like the ICET, where we put announcements in so that if you want to now enjoy the announcements you can, but there's an option for turning off announcements so that you get realistic only announcements, which would turn them off in this cab car, or in this train rather.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been playing the route and turned them off, so I thought they were on. Whoops.
Why only 35 points? Because it doesn't think I've got SEPA turned on for some reason, Daniel. I do like the greenhouse over here.
That's modern design.
For 2000.
Yeah. Lucas, did you check if the Vico works with the 218?
I'm setting it up right now.
Ah.
Go, announcements. No idea what it's saying, but sounds good.
They actually do sound good. So, Bietigheim Bissingen, everybody. Exit is on the left side in the direction of travel.
Yeah, this is where all the S-Bahn ends.
I like the auto train, which was visible on the left. Adds a nice touch to the route. And I don't think we had something in TSVW before like that, didn't we, Lucas?
I'm not sure. We maybe had some like a one-off somewhere. Not drivable. I think.
Parking structure to right, the parking house, is a nightmare. I've parked there a few times. It is extremely tight. Like even back then I had like a Golf 2, so a very small car. Even that was horrible to navigate. It's also very old.
Your Golf, you mean?
Yes, the two. At this point, I'm pretty sure it's
dust.
It's a cube at this point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, I don't know. I sold it a long time ago.
Sehr geehrte Reisende, herzlich willkommen im Zug ERB nach Würzburg Hauptbahnhof. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Reise. Nächste Station Besigheim. Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung links.
So yes, I can confirm. When you put the 218 and the cab car into diesel mode and into ZWS, you can drive it. So the 218 works with the cab car.
Very good.
That should also make it compatible with the 101 in theory. I can go and test it.
It works with the standard one, but not the expert one.
Time to go moan at William.
I actually tried that because the Wittenberger is in service with the 101 at the moment, right at my hometown on the RE13. And since we have not Stuttgart-Hagen. Stuttgart-Hagen would be impressive. Wuppertal-Hagen and Trainsa World. I thought I'd give it a go, but sadly it doesn't work with the expert line. But it works with the standard 101, so driving from the cab works. And I don't need the expert 101 when I drive the cab, so...
The next stop is Besigheim. You can see a lot of Heim stations around here.
They really wanted to fill up home.
Yeah.
Bietigheim, Besigheim, Convestheim, Walheim, Kirchheim.
It's just like Ingen, Sindelfingen, Gundelfingen, and everything like that. There's
Look, we Swabians are very persistent. We like houses, we like heims, you know, schaffe Häusle bauen. And Ingen is just a fun word to say. Mannheim, yeah, you're right.
Nordheim.
Doesn't end. Gemrichheim.
Chat time. Okay.
I'm in Gillingham.
I would have thought you said Gilling-Schinken.
That would require a deeper understanding of German that I do not possess.
So ham in German is Schinken. Or Schinken means ham. I'm going to keep explaining this joke, which is going to make it even funnier.
You think?
Just like every good joke, it has to be explained. That really sets a good joke.
Oh, I think the bridge that we just drove over actually got replaced.
Yes. And part of the bridge they put there.
Still there, yes.
Yeah.
Back in 2009, I think. 2008, 2009. Because I used to work in Esslingen, another Ingen town. And I drove under that bridge. And I remember that street or that section, I think, being blocked off or closed off while they replaced it. And it's now a big blue bridge, and as Lucas says, a small part of the old bridge is still there as a reminder, as a monument. Welcome to Besigheim.
I'm going to test something out real quick.
Now look at that. We have Candice joining us for the stream moderators. Hello, Candice. Nice of you to join us.
Today on the stream you learned German. Oh, don't start with it.
How much time do you have?
Yeah, there is KWS and ZWS on this cab car. That is correct.
Isn't it a switch on the back wall to pick between it?
Not the back wall, but on the right under the desk. On the left under the desk. Sorry. On the other side.
We're stopping at Besigheim because this is a regional service, and they do that.
The far end of the desk, under the desk.
Oh, there you go.
There you are.
Next stop is Kirchheim am Neckar. And I always wondered why it's called Kirchheim, because the station is almost like in the next town over in Gemmerikheim. It's like very close to the to the town border of Kirchheim. Like you can if you just cross the river, you're in Gemmerikheim essentially.
There's a station on the Settle and Carlisle line. I think it's near Appleby or somewhere along that. And then and people do make because it's a long way from the actual town. And people make the joke, why didn't they put the station closer to the town? And the response is because they thought it was better near the railway.
So I just tested out the Wittenberger also works with the Vectron. Because ChillLP asked, and I just tested it. The Vectron works fine.
And while we pass all these little sidings here, that lots of them are actually usable. For example, here's the power plant. And if you go into the map, Matt, if you go down, like if you scroll up and down, for example, that bit going off there down by Ludwigsburg, there's where the S-Bahn ends, but there, that piece you just hovered over. Okay. That's for example drivable. That goes to a little industry yard. And then up in Heilbronn, the harbor is also accessible. So, lots of little areas to go in.
Lucas trying to make me miss stations.
Yes.
Gayuzi, I actually tried it. The Vectron works actually, not with the first traction, but not with the auf Absteuerung. With the first control out.
I've got no idea what's that in English. Tap changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it works with the Z-Steuerung, with the second art of control. I don't know if there is a English translation for that.
Power target, I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Someone's asking if it works with the 182.
Can check that.
Probably works if it works with the Rectron, but
I'll just hop onto the consist editor real quick. Trainsa, how do you drive the Vico realistically? Well, it actually depends on the type of locomotive you have in the back. If you have a 111, you have to be a little bit more careful, or with a 110 or 140. With a modern locomotive, it's far more easy. Depends on what you really want to know, how to accelerate or to brake. What I actually like to do is use the electric brake like 1.2 kilometers before the station. Just use it in its fullness and then apply the air brakes a little bit later.
Question for Lukas. How likely are we going to, or how likely is it that we're going to update the 423 sounds?
currently unlikely. There's lots of projects going on and time is limited. I really want it to happen, but I would need to go back and explore if there's anywhere in the next year where we can fit that in.
Another question regarding the 423, is there going to be a Stuttgart livery?
There's nothing planned. So just to explain, back in 2000, 90% of the trains would have been the 420. And at the early starts of like 2000, even all trains would have been the 420. And the BR420 is coming soon with the Stuttgart livery and also in orange. So you'll get the proper 420.
Our next stop is going to be Laufen, which is the start of my neck of the woods. This is where I would take the bus from my home to take the train to Stuttgart for my school for 3 years. I gotta say, it does look very lovely. To be fair, I started going to school there in 2005, so a long time ago, and 5 years after this timetable, but still. You can see the industrial area on the left. That is very accurate.
I've seen a couple of requests to enable something called a macro. I don't know what that is on this cab car.
That's the horn.
It's short for macrophone.
Tried it. Taurus also works.
Sweet.
So yeah, Vectron and Taurus works. That's nice. Not with the first set of with the up and down.
I don't think that would work in reality.
No. Only the
Z-range.
Z-Bereich. Yes.
Yeah, I think to remember with this controller is it's got the run down, hold, run up, and it's got Z range as well, hasn't it? I'm only using it in the both, but I think that some trains will prefer it in the Z range. I think this will work in the Z range, won't it? With the 111, it'll take over running, figuring out what tap or notch to be in and or tap to be in, and I prefer having manual control over the taps. I'm old-fashioned.
People asking when we can expect the 420 when it's ready.
Yeah.
I understand that waiting for something that you really want is tedious, but sometimes things take longer or things have to move.
And with third parties, it's always difficult. Like, for example, the team found out that this route is coming and they were like, okay, but then we can do the proper train for this too. And suddenly we have 5 variants of the 420, I think. And things get out of control.
To be fair, we also keep disturbing Mike with other projects. So he worked on this cab car and on the 140.
We keep asking him to work for us, so he doesn't have time to finish his project.
Too good.
And no leaks from me today. I'm not allowed.
So far.
First, really? Alright, upcoming Heilbronn, my old stomping grounds.
Did you find a service to run yet with the S-Bahn, Lucas?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Be interesting to see how much of Heilbronn you see, because obviously the main station is a bit further out. I saw someone earlier asking if you could see the power plant. I don't think you would be able to see that from the main station, because it's actually trying to remember. I don't think so.
I'm a leaky train enjoyer, but not today.
Oh yeah, thank you for the reminder, Tom. There's going to be a German stream next Monday with Trains in Play and Lukas. So if you want to see more of this route, but in German, the more efficient language, if you ask me. You can do that by joining Lukas and Trains in Play. Remind me, what time was it starting? I think it was 6 p.m. German time?
7 p.m. German time.
7 p.m. German time, 6 p.m. British time. There you go. There's going to be another post about it on Monday to remind you. But yeah. Now that I think about it, I don't think I ever took the train from Laufen to Heilbronn in real life, because I always either went to Heilbronn using the bus or a car, or to get to Stuttgart I would go from Laufen. So this is new to me. And the beautiful wine gardens to the left, which are on plateaus, which is very typical, because this is a wine area. Württemberger wine, very good Trollinger Lemberger. If you enjoy wine.
Trollinger, oui. If I heard Trollinger, I have to think about the Anstalt episode about Stuttgart 21.
Yeah.
And they all drank Trollinger.
It's a good wine. Man, you gotta give us something. Us Swabians have really taken a hit after Stuttgart 21.
Yeah. But it seems to be the DB seems to be having problems with closing down the old station, from what I hear in the local press. So it's going to be fun to see if it actually will be closing down completely in the near future.
Didn't they already sell the land?
Yeah, they did. They
And
did.
nobody bought it.
But there is a the EU changed the law in which now train infrastructure can only be dismantled for other infrastructure projects, and new buildings doesn't categorize as an infrastructure project. So they can't really close the old yard in Stuttgart, and also not the main station. And that is a real problem at the moment.
Prösterle, Nick Hammer. Auch erst einmal ein Viertel schlotzen. Gutes Weinschorle. Man, if we had the old just because I see someone mentioning Audi. First of all, howdy to you. But we would need so many car licenses, because you have Audi in Neckarsulm. Then you have Porsche, Mercedes. I don't know if they had Smart already back in 2000. if Porsche already acquired them.
So,
So yeah, quite a lot of. But it would be cool, man.
When is the Swabian preview stream? Der Stream kommt. der Hanoi, das ist gar nicht gut. Hanoi, das machen wir nicht.
Schön euch zu sehen. Da sind wir jetzt mit dem schwäbischen Vorschauvideo für Stuttgart und Heilbronn. Ich fahre jetzt gleich nach Heilbronn rein, gell? Könnt ihr dann gleich sehen, da vorne, da kommt schon Heilbronn, gell? Da freuen wir uns schon drauf. Müssen wir erstmal eine Viertel Wein schlotzen.
Gemächlich in die Kurve.
Im schönen Schwabeländle geht alles ein bisschen gemütlicher. There you go, that's Heilbronn coming up in the distance.
Please stop talking like that. Hanoi.
Ich weiß gar nicht, was du meinst.
Das ist schon eine wunderschöne Sprache.
Das ist doch völlig normal, gell?
Schauen wir mal, was wird. Was wird?
To the right there where the buses were. I always found it funny. There's a big like meat processing plant, which I always found, yeah, extremely funny. Like you're waiting for the bus and all you're staring at is like, I can't remember the name of the but it's just a bit odd, and it smells weird too. Welcome to Heilbronn, my home.
Matt is like, what the hell is going on?
Yes.
I just tuned out and started enjoying and just continued to enjoy the train.
He signed up for this. It's his own fault.
I did.
So, as you can see, the meat processing plant is missing, which is probably for the better.
Right, S-Bahn.
Again, I don't know if you would be able to see the ENBV or ENBW power plant from there. I might be wrong. My geographical knowledge might be lacking. But isn't that like on a bit further away because it's up the Neckar River? Again, I'm mixing knowledge of driving through Heilbronn and the station.
Lucas, which one is it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, search for. Go to 0920. No, time. We're looking for an S6 that goes from Schwabstraße to there, the 4736.
That one.
Yes.
A whole 8 minutes. Okay, everyone buckle up.
Yeah, we're not doing the full S-Bahn. We're looking at we're accessing a platform that only this one does. That's why.
I enjoyed driving that cab car, has to be said. That was good fun. Okay. Put that one there. Unlock the doors. Let's get all the safety systems running. Turn the passenger lights on for reasons.
Der Brombeer, will there be a Stuttgart version already answered? There's no plan actual at the moment because all of the trains would have been for 20, like 90% of them.
No fun walls.
Would we bring Schwabstraße post-launch? I think for now, until the core issues with performance and textures are resolved, unlikely, because that's the main.
There's no point
Point.
to add Schwabstraße at this point.
Yeah.
If you ever find yourself running close to a train here, the Halbregelabstand actually is there and working, so you'll get... Because the signals here are actually like every 500 meters or 600, and that's too slow to fully brake. So it's like if trainers ahead of you, one signal is a Kennlicht, and the one before basically says stop, expect stop. So it's... That exists.
Is that a bit like Rule 33 in UK Steam days, where your home signal was green but your starter was red, so they had to give you an advance warning of that so that you wouldn't come into the station effectively with a distance saying you're good to go?
Kind of.
Because otherwise, if it didn't have that protection on it, effectively you'd have a distant with a clear, a green signal home, and a stop at the end of the platform. So the distant was actually wired up to both of them. And then what would happen is the distant would be on, showing basically a warning of a stop. And then as you come up to it, as you come up to the first the first signal, it would actually be on, and then it would pull back to green as you approach it, so that you're already, you're already down to a stopping speed by the time you came into the platform. It's all done manually by the signalman.
So we're now at Stuttgart North Station. That's where I actually lived. At the other end of the platform, there were 3 little houses on the right side. Those were employee, where you enter the station. Just to your right. No, the other right. Yes, those 3 houses with the light green, a little bit to your right.
Oh, these?
Yes, those yes. Those were employee buildings from the Deutsche Bahn, which were rented to employees for a little bit of money, mostly for apprenticeships and employees who only worked in Stuttgart for like a project or something. And I lived in there for 3.5 years. I had 12.8 quadrat meters, squared meters, and it was really, really tiny. I don't know how I managed to not go crazy in this little apartment. MC Hammer, no, it's been torn down a few years ago. The buildings weren't safe anymore, as I heard.
Industriebahn Ludwigsburg, I think, is included. Lucas, is that the little siding we showed on the map earlier? Was that Ludwigsburg?
Yes.
Yeah.
Part of it, at least.
Yeah. Something we haven't talked about yet. What are the? I gotta ask. What are the thematically correct collectibles for this route? You know, Lucas? So I assume usually you have like the posters and the first aid kits, but there's always one that's like.
Oh, we got the toy car. So you collect toy cars, yes.
I guess it makes sense. Yeah.
And some chocolate, I think. Wasn't there Taube Schokolade or something like this?
But that's not unique to the route, I think. I think the chocolate was collectible for another route as well.
Ah, okay.
There's always one that's unique to a route that's themed after that area. Also, what's the mastery reward or the diorama for Heilbronn, Stuttgart Heilbronn?
1 second. My game is too loud because I fired it up.
So we are now at the Zuffenhausen station, which is going to which is used by the 6 trains going to Leonberg and Böblingen.
And I was kicked out of my seat. Right. That's all is that what we were showing? Is there anything else we want to look at before we finish? We had a look around Stuttgart.
Anything else we want to showcase?
I think we showed off most things. Oh, we're back on camera. Help.
In that case.
That-
Hello, surprise.
Surprise.
Here. You gotta warn us about this, Matt.
No, I
maybe
like to keep you on your toes.
What if I wasn't decent?
Extra entertainment.
Please, I need to fix my hairline.
I did mine before the stream.
But yeah, this was our preview stream for Stuttgart Heilbronn. I hope you enjoyed what we had to show. You can expect this route to release next week, December 9th. Will be available for €35.99, for £29.99, or for $39.99. For a little bit more admin as well, just a reminder, there's currently the Xbox add-on sale going on, with add-ons on sale for up to 90% off. And as an extra reminder, because I forgot during the intro, the Jingle Jam is currently going. So over on the Yogscast channel, they are doing their annual charity event, which is also, amongst others, benefiting Calm, or the Campaign Against Living Miserably, which is one of our donation partners. There is a gameplay or a game bundle that you can pick up, and all the proceeds go to charity. So if you want to do something good and you want to pick up some good games, one of them being a Trainsa World 6 bundle with a selection of different routes, then you can do that. And yeah, I think that's it from me. Did I forget anything?
Don't think so.
Don't think so. And the mastery. So in Stuttgart, they have this international animated film festival all the time. When they get the mastery next to Stuttgart, there's a fun little movie screen which plays some funny TSW-related pixelated movies. What gives? Yeah, it's quite fun.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Thanks again to Matt, to Lukas, and a very special thank you to Eric, to Trainsa for joining us today. I thought it was a blast. I hope you thought it was a blast. And
yeah, I really liked it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, thank you, Eric. There's some really interesting insights, not just as a driver yourself, but also as someone who knows the area really well. So, yeah, thanks for coming on.
All right. In that case, I say thank you and good night, and we'll see you next week. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, everybody. Bye night.
Good night.
Bye. Good night. Bye.